Today, we're diving into the story of a car that completely redefines what a European sports car can be. We're talking about a 1997 BMW E36. But this is no ordinary bimmer. This one was torn down to its soul and reborn as something wild, something totally unique. Right, let's just start with the sound. Because honestly, before you even lay eyes on this thing, you hear it coming. And that noise, it's just not what you expect. You get this rowdy, choppy idle from the cam, and then this high-pitched scream from a supercharger. It's an immediate signal that whatever you thought you knew about this car is wrong. And that's the big question, isn't it? Your eyes see the sleek, classic lines of a German sports car, but your ears are getting hit with the sound of pure, unfiltered American muscle. It's this awesome contradiction that just makes you stop and ask, what is that? To figure it out, we've got to go back to the beginning and meet the guy who dreamed this whole thing up. To really get this car, you have to get to know the builder. His name is Adam Noone, and trust me, his story is every bit as interesting as the car he created. Okay, check out this contrast. For the last 13 years, Adam's day job has been driving a garbage truck, a job he actually really enjoys. But when he's off the clock, his world is all about building these incredibly powerful, insanely detailed custom cars. We're talking a complete 180 from his 9 to 5. And you know, this passion didn't just come out of nowhere. It's been a lifelong thing for him. It all kicked off when he was just 15, totally blown away by his uncle's classic Chevy lowriders. From there, he got bit by the speed bug, building a whole series of fast Camaros. And then, about 3 years ago, he decided to pour all that experience into this one BMW project. So that begs the question, right? A guy who grew up around American muscle, why a German sedan? Out of all the cars in the world, what was it about this specific BMW E36 that caught his attention? Well, it turns out the answer is really personal. It wasn't about stats or brand loyalty. A friend's E36 was the very first car Adam ever learned to drive stick shift in, and that moment just stuck with him. He made a promise to himself right then and there. One day, he was going to get one of his own, and he was going to build it his way. No compromise. And his vision for it was huge. He wasn't just looking to do a simple restoration. Nah. His goal was to create something so different, so jaw-dropping, that people couldn't help but stop, stare, and pull out their phones to take a picture. He wanted to build a true head-turner. So this brings us to the nuts and bolts. How in the world do you take a refined German coupe from the 90s and turn it into an absolute monster? Well, it all starts with a heart transplant. Now, for anybody who's not deep in the car scene, let's talk about the LS swap. Basically, it's the wild idea of taking one of those legendary V8 engines from General Motors, you know, the kind you find in Corvettes and Camaros, and figuring out how to stuff it into a totally different car. It's the go-to move for making big, reliable power, and it's basically like giving your car a whole new, much more powerful heart. And Adam's build was just a massive project. You can kind of break it down into 4 huge steps. First, shoving that American LS1 V8 into the German engine bay. Then, because that wasn't enough, strapping on a ProCharger to force-feed it air. After that, he installed a full air suspension system to get that perfect slam-to-the-ground stance, and to top it all off, he ripped out the entire interior and built a custom, race-inspired cockpit from scratch. So we've covered the why and the how. Now, let's circle back and just take a look at the finished product. Let's see what 3 years of passion and hard work actually looks like. I mean, this list of parts is just a car lover's dream. You've got a built LS1, V8 with a ridiculously aggressive cam, that D1SC ProCharger, and a huge Holley intake. To control all that power, he didn't mess around. He pulled the massive 6-piston brakes straight off a Corvette Z06. Everything in here was chosen for maximum performance and, let's be honest, maximum cool factor. But really, it's not just a list of parts, right? It's what they all do together. That engine and cam give it that unmistakable V8 thunder. The ProCharger means you have absolutely blistering power the second you touch the throttle. The air suspension lets him drop the car right to the pavement with the push of a button. And all the custom touches from the wrap to the interior make it a truly one-of-a-kind machine. But here's the thing. This car is so much more than just a collection of cool parts. The real story here is about the journey, the passion, the setbacks, and the persistence it takes to see a vision like this through to the end. Adam is the first one to tell you he didn't do this alone. This project was tough. There were late nights, things breaking, and moments where he probably wanted to just walk away. But the car community, especially friends like those at Rob's Performance Garage, were always there to lend a hand and keep him going. And really, this whole entire build, it all comes down to Adam's personal philosophy, which is just so simple and powerful. Never give up on what makes you happy. This car, this is what that philosophy looks like when you turn it into metal, horsepower, and paint. At the end of the day, Adam's BMW is proof of what can happen when you chase a dream. It's a childhood memory turned into a rolling work of art, built with passion in a regular garage. And it kind of leaves us all with a question to chew on. What's that one thing, that one passion, that you're just not willing to give up on?